Hi everybody, Heather Coleman here, intuitive medium, Reiki and energy work practitioner, and tarot and oracle reader. And this week, we've got a variety of messages, which is going to be interesting. I'm going to be drawing some cards live. So I'm going to say don't tune out any parts of the video, but listen closely for the parts that are specifically for you. We might say some of these messages are more concentrated for you. And that will apply whether you are on live or the replay, Facebook, YouTube, or wherever you're finding this, there is something in here for you. We're going to dive right in with a card from the Power Animal Oracle deck by Stephen Farmer. We have the otter, and underneath the title of the card here, it says surrender. Let go of control. I get this feeling like I'm getting TMJ. That's just coming through. I don't even remember what that stands for. So maybe a few of you have either now or in the past have had an issue with clenching your jaw, maybe waking up with jaw pain. Maybe some of you find yourself maybe throughout the day or at night at the end of the day feeling tight or spent. Or maybe you walk out of your school or your workplace feeling numb. Maybe you don't, or you're just starting to realize you haven't realized, you're starting to realize you're holding on to a lot. A lot of that comes from trying to have a false sense of control. And I feel like for many of you, it's because maybe your childhood was in an environment that you couldn't control and it didn't always feel safe. And my heart goes out to you. My heart really goes out to you. So let's call on that otter spirit guide to help us to just remember at a deep level what we're in control of and what we are not in control of. So moving on to a tarot card, we have the wheel, and this is so positive. Whenever I draw this card, it means that circumstances around you in your life, whether that's situations, people, maybe your workplace, things are changing for the better. Things are sort of moving into place to help you. Now, some of it will happen without you having to do anything, but some of it will also require you to take some action. A great example is maybe in your workplace, maybe someone just announced that they're going to be leaving, and maybe you want to apply for that job. It takes action on your part, right? Or maybe it's also something like maybe you don't want the exact job that is being vacated, but the fact that there is someone vacating a job, there will be a few other moves in your workplace, and maybe there will be a position that is perfect for you that opens up and you take that position. If you're self-employed, maybe what this means is that you see a whole new market opening up for yourself. Maybe a new type of customer is seeking you out, or you see that there is a new response to a certain type of service or product, and you realize, okay, this is a whole new path with my work. So I think a lot of this with the wheel card has to do with work. I think that for a few of you, this may have to do with something else in your life. Could be your love life, but again, this feels more to me like maybe just something that you do in your life in general. Maybe your home environment, things are shifting there. I get this energy, a lot of you are doing, well, spring cleaning, but it's summer right now. And what that's doing is it's making room in your life for what is about to come in. I know I have been doing this. I've been cleaning out closets. I have a lot of things that we no longer use as a family that I'm going to be donating or just kind of packing away, creating more space in my home. And that's creating space in my life for exciting new chapters to begin. And I feel the same is happening for so many of you. And please share in the comments what that is. What are you doing with your home? And what are you working on calling into your life? Just know with this card that whatever it is that you want and need, it's going to come into your life, and just don't forget to unattach from the outcome. For example, maybe you are applying for a certain job. You like the hours, you like the pay, you like what you'll be doing. Maybe you don't get that exact job, but maybe what you do is you've already set your sights on the amount of money you want to make, the kind of schedule you want, the kind of things you want to do. And so the universe supports you in finding something that gives you most, if not all of that, moving forward. So keep this in mind. I love this card. It's so positive. We are going to have another Power Animal Spirit Guide Oracle card. We've got the dove, like jumping out to talk to us. We've also got the hawk. So I'm going to read those two together, two birds. On a personal note, I've had a hawk spirit guide that has been coming through for me for well over 10 years now, I think it is, or about 10 years. And for me, the hawk is a reminder that if I spread my wings and I do not let fear stand in my way, I can soar to new heights. And that focus is often required. Sometimes in life, all the negative little dramas around us, we have to leave them in the background. Maybe there's an energy of chaos or different viewpoints. Maybe someone in your life is a bit of a negative Nelly. You may have to tune that out. And that's what the Hawk Spirit Guides helps us to do, is focus. Now with the dove, again, tuning out some of the negativity that maybe you cannot remove from your environment. Your dove spirit guide is going to help you stay in serenity. Find time most days of the week to slow down, whether that might mean for some of you, maybe all you do is you take 10 minutes to go into a room with no social media, no noise, soft music, and you just breathe gently, right? Something like that. Some practice that you have that helps you to slow down your mind, your blood pressure, your nervous system, something to help you calm. That's what your dove spirit guide is encouraging you to do this week and moving forward. So moving on to our next tarot card, interestingly enough, we have the Four of Cups. And one thing that was fascinating when I was drawing these cards, as I was sifting through, I was thinking about the Four of Cups, just that card came into mind and then it came out of the deck. Now, this can have more than one meaning, and I'm going to tell you some of the meanings and you're going to know which meaning applies to you. So this can mean that you might be feeling a bit bored. Now, often a feeling of boredom can come from two things. One, it can come from not knowing what our next steps are. And we've had a little bit of talking about that, how many of you are kind of figuring out your next steps in your professional life, or maybe just in something that you do in your life. So if that's you and you're feeling a little bored or restless because you just don't know what's coming next, that's going to change for you. There can be another reason you're feeling bored. Maybe you need to challenge yourself. And if you don't know how, don't overthink it. Maybe there's a movie that's getting put into my head with Jim Carrey. It's called Yes Man. And the guy feels like he's kind of in a rut in his life, and something happens to him. I can't remember the details, where he feels like he has to say yes to everything. And of course, it's not a way that we're going to live forever. But in this case, it's really good for this man because he takes guitar lessons. He learns another language. He goes ahead and he purchases a ticket to some place he's never been and meets new friends. And it just helps him to grow as a person. It helps him to advance professionally. And he meets a wonderful person. He finds a great relationship. So for some of you, the universe is going to show you an opportunity to challenge yourself and just say yes to it. And that'll help you to get out of whatever rut you're in. And let's see if there's any further meanings. I'm going to give you the reversal meaning. Some of you might be feeling like you've been very limited in your life for quite some time. Maybe you've been stuck by circumstances that are beyond your control. What that can do is when those barriers are removed. For some women, sometimes it's when their kids are old enough that they don't need them home all the time. And they're like, oh, what am I going to do now for hobbies? And maybe I want to get a job, or I've got more time freed up. Something like that. Could be a lot of things. Some people retire and they're like, okay, how do I want to spend my time? So whatever this might be for you, it's okay if you've got some uncertainty about how to spend your time. Just don't get stuck too long in that. Maybe make a list of things you've always wanted to do and have never had the time, or you haven't had the money, but maybe you've got more money now. Maybe you've got more time. So don't limit yourself. Spirit is saying, don't limit yourself. And speaking of that, this is so interesting that the next card we have is our Two of Pentacles. I just want to say that I have heard this card interpreted by the author himself, who I happen to have a very high opinion of. I really like and respect Radleigh Valentine so much, which is why I have more decks by this author than any other author. However, with that being said, and this just goes to show, you can highly regard someone's opinion and still have a different view of things, right? The reason I say this is that when I heard Radleigh Valentine interpret this card, he said, this has to do with a person doing too much and they just can't maintain it. They've got to drop a ball deliberately. Now, whenever I read this card, it's the opposite. You may feel like you have a bit too much going on already. And some of you might be afraid to take those next steps. We had some messages earlier about a promotion at work, or pursuing something that's more of a challenge, maybe more hours, more money for you, or trying a new activity, learning a new skill, traveling somewhere you've never been, something that stretches you as a person. Just know that you can juggle it. And it's okay to drop a few balls that you then realizing don't need to be such a high priority anymore. It's okay to delegate. It's okay to drop certain things, certain activities, certain places that you don't need to go. Change your routine around, maybe simplify. So you can handle whatever you're going to be taking on, and have faith in yourself. It will not be too much. You can juggle. I mean, I looked at this. I mean, like I said, and the author was like, he can never maintain this. And I always saw him as perfectly balanced and just getting stronger, a better athlete all the time. I don't care if the clothes match. My clothes don't always match, right? So look into the image of this card in particular and really see what you get from this for yourself, because this card is so powerful. One of the few cards, in fact, that for me, I always look at it. I don't always look deeply into cards. I'll even look at the image and just say, okay. But this one, I always look so deeply into this. You know, some of you might really get something from the water here. You might get so much meaning from that. And that's called scrying, by the way. S-C-R-Y, scrying. So let's put this, this amazing balancing act gentleman aside. We are going to have one more tarot card, interestingly enough, from the Suit of Pentacles today. And that was from Source. So I just have to see, where did I put that? This is one of the decks that I do keep organized by suit. It just works best for me. But I will say that every tarot reader is unique in their process. If you're new to tarot, you can always try out some of the things I do that work well, but go where your intuition leads you and see what works best for you as a reader, whether you are reading for yourself or someone else. So we are getting here. Oh, what an amazing card. We've got the Nine of Pentacles. What a wonderful card to sort of bring us to the ending part of our reading. This is the energy we are moving into. And I'm so excited because this came up for me in an Aries reading with one of the amazing content creators that I follow. And I was really excited to see this. I love that it's coming now up for all of you as well. So this is a card of personal peace, mentally and emotionally. This is a card of personal satisfaction. This has a lot to do with having plenty of money for yourself, having plenty of food, which that's usually not an issue for all of us, but maybe for some of you it's been difficult to get access to the kind of food you want because of time or money. Maybe you're finding it's easier to get some more whole foods, organic foods. Maybe you're having an easier time making that happen right now in your life. This is all about having your own personal needs met. And of course, the first step to that, and this is what you've been doing, is becoming truly aware of your needs and not apologizing for them. The reason this is coming in for you is that you've been doing that amazing work. Keep doing it. Earlier, we had a message with our Dove card. I'm going to hold this beautiful card up again, that we all need, just in terms of doing the work on ourselves so we can show up as our best selves for ourselves and others, we really need to make sure we find a few moments every day to just unplug, go inward. And that can look so many ways. That could be a yoga practice. That could be just sitting quietly in a room and breathing. That could be journaling. For some of you, that could even be a more active hobby. It could even be gardening or knitting, like something that you actively do, but your mind can relax. Hiking in the woods sometimes is my meditation. The point being that you've been finding a way to make time to connect with yourself and to hear your voice and to know what your needs are. Keep doing that, because that's something we need to do. It's like ongoing maintenance for our lives and for our mental health. So keep checking in with yourself on a regular basis on what you need now, what you need going forward, and just watch the garden that is your life blossom beautifully and develop and grow. Wow, what a beautiful message to end our reading on. I hope you've gotten something helpful from this video. If you did, please leave a comment and a like. If you're on YouTube, please consider subscribing. And if you'd like to take a deeper dive into something that came up in this video or just something else you've got on your heart, please reach out to me through my website, heatherlcoleman.com. Or if you're on Facebook, a direct message DM is a great way, and we'll figure out the reading that is perfect for you. Until then, I'm hoping that you are having a beautiful ending to your weekend. Have a wonderful week. Much peace to you. Namaste.